Hello students, in today's video we are going to continue with practice set 2.3 of real numbers. So let's just get started with it and see what we have learned so far before we actually go to continue with 2.3 practice set. So we have so far learned about the definition of surds. So before we proceed with 2.3, let's just quickly revise what we have learned so far. When do we call a given number to be a surd? Okay. So if the number is in this form, nth root of a, I told you there are three conditions that we have to look at. This is n, and this n is called as order of the surd. Order. And this order of the surd has to be a positive. Obviously it is a natural number, so it has to be positive. So order of the surd has to be a natural number not equals to 1. So it has to be natural number greater than 1. This number which is inside the radical sign a has to be a rational number, and this number nth root of a, overall the total number nth root of a has to be an irrational number. So if these three conditions are satisfied, then we say given number is a surd. So another definition of it is irrational root of a positive rational is called as a surd, and these are the two examples that we have seen, root 2 and cube root of 7. So surd is of the form nth root of a, where n is not equals to 1, is a natural number, a is a positive rational number, nth root of a is an irrational number, and then nth root of a is a surd. Now here this is the radical sign. This sign, root sign, which we call, is a radical sign, and n is called as the order of the surd. A is called as the radicand. The number inside the radical sign is called as radicand. And if n is equal to 2, we don't write 2 there, right? Whenever we write a square root, we don't write 2. See, look here in this case, there is 2. So it is assumed that it is 2 and it is not written. 3, 4, third root, cube root, fourth root, fifth root, that time we write 3 inside the radical sign. Inside means here in this part. So if n is equal to 2, then the surd is called as quadratic surd. Simplest form of a surd. So whenever we have a surd of this form, which we can convert it into simplest form, what we have to do, factorize into such a way that one number is a perfect square. Okay, now here, since the order of the surd is 2, we have factorized in such a way that one number is a perfect square, so that we can take the square root and the surd can be simplified in this way. Okay, so that we have a smaller number into that radical sign then, like root 3, etc. So this is how we simplify them. Now these are the surds which are in the simplest form. Now further we cannot do anything with them, right? You cannot factorize and take any number outside the radical sign. So they are already in the simplest form. Next, what is meant by similar surds or like surds, we will see. Now see, we have learnt about like numbers, and we have learnt about like numbers while adding and subtracting. While adding and subtracting, we can only add and subtract the like terms, right? Like terms, we have already learned this. Now similarly here in this case also, you can add or subtract only the like surds. Now what do you mean by like surds or similar surds? So surds of the form p nth root of a and q nth root of a. Here p and q are coefficients, we can say, where p and q are rational numbers, are called similar surds or like surds. So here you will see this surd part has to be exactly the same. Over there we have seen the variable part had to be exactly same. Like this, I'll just give you one example. Let's say 4x square and 7x square. We call these two terms as like terms, and we can add them or subtract them. Why do we call them like terms? Is because see this variable part which is along with them exactly the same. Now if we had 4x and 7x square, these two terms we would not call them like terms because this variable part is not same. So we cannot add or subtract them. They will remain as it is. If it was like this 4x plus 7x square, it will remain as it is. The answer will, we will not do anything further. But if we had 4x square plus 7x square, then the answer will be, we will add the coefficient 7 plus 4, 11, and the answer would be 11x square. Same way we are going to do here. Same way we are going to do here. Okay, with similar surds or like surd. I hope the definition is clear. Root 2 minus 3 root 2, 5 root 2, these are all like surds because this surd part which is along with it is same. Okay, now here in this practice set further we are going to learn how to do the operations on surds, that is addition, subtractions, multiplications and division of surds we are going to look at. So let us look at the first sum. 5 root 3 plus 8 root 3. It is very simple. The surd part we have to keep it as it is and we only add the coefficient part, that is the rational number part. So you just have to add 5 plus 8, that is 13. So your answer is going to be 13 root 3. That's it. If you want to take it common like this in a bracket, you can, or you can directly write 13 root 3. That's perfectly alright. Now 9 root 5 minus 4 root 5 plus root 125. Now these two are like surds already, so you can directly subtract them. 9 minus 4, not a problem. Only this part. Okay, just by looking at it, it doesn't look like a like surd. So we have to just convert it into its simplified version or simplified form. So 125 we can write as 25 into 5. One number is a perfect square. Okay, you have to factorize in such a way that one number is a perfect square here. See this number 125. So we'll factorize this way, 25 into 5. Now this 25 is a perfect square. Root of 25 is 5. It will come outside the root sign, radical sign. Now see, all three have become like surds. All three have become like surds. So we can do 9 minus 4 plus 5. Take that root sign outside the bracket. Okay. So 9 minus 4 is 5 plus 5 is 10. Okay. So this is 10 root 5. Let's proceed. 7 root 48 minus root 27 minus root 3. Now just by looking at it, all of them look different. They don't look to be like surds or similar surds. So we will just try to factorize. Factorize this 48 in such a way that one number is a perfect square. Okay. So 16 3s are 48 and 16 is a perfect square number. 9 3s are 27 and 9 is a perfect square number. So just factorize it in such a way. Now this root 16 we know is 4. Root 9 again we know is 3. Okay, so we will take that out. So it will be 7 into 4 root 3 and this is going to be 3 root 3 and this is going to be root 3. 7 4s are 28. So that's 28 root 3, 3 root 3 and minus root 3. So 28 minus 3 and here there is nothing means 1. Okay, so take it outside. So we get 28 minus 3 minus 1. So 28 minus 4, that is actually 24 root 3. Let's proceed to the next sum. root 7 minus 3 upon 5 root 7 plus 2 root 7. Although there is a fraction, but the surd part of all the three is same. So they are all like surds. So we just have to add the rational numbers. That's it. Take that root 7 outside the bracket. So here there is 1, since root 7 has gone out. Here there is 3 upon 5 and here there is 2. Okay, now just cross multiply, or you can add this first. 1 plus 2 is going to be 3, or you can do it this way. 5 ones are 5, 5 plus 5 ones are 5, 5 minus 3, this is 5 minus 3 is 2. So that's 2 upon 5. I'll repeat, 5 ones are 5, cross multiply, 5 ones are 5, 5 minus 3 is 2, so that's 2 upon 5 plus this 2 here. So further what we do, 5 2s are 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, so that's 12 upon 5. That's it. So that's going to be 12 upon 5 root 7, that's it. (12 upon 5 root 7). Okay, so that was about addition and subtraction. Now let's see how do we do the multiplication. Okay, multiply and write the answer in the simplest form. Now while multiplying, we don't have to see like surd or numbers. We just have to multiply the rational number part with the rational number and surd part with the surd part. Okay, so here 3 into 1, 3, and root 12 into root 18 is there, so that is going to be root 12 into 18 you have to do. Okay, so you can do that, is a one way of doing it. And then that radical part you will have to simplify it, or there is another way wherein you can simplify first and then factorize the radical part. Okay, so 3 root 12 into 18 is 216. So one way to do it is just get the answer like this, then simplify. We want to find the answer in simplest form. So simplify this 216 and get it into simplest form. Find its factors and see. Okay, but if you are finding that difficult, then later to find the factors, what we can do is we can simplify it itself here. Okay, 12 to simplify into factors such that one number is a perfect square. So 4 3s are 12, we already know, right? And this 18, 9 2s are 18. So that is little easier to do than to factorize a bigger number, right? So now this is going to be easier. Now this is going to be root 4 is 2. So 2 will come outside the radical sign. Here root 9 is 3. So 3 will come outside the radical sign. So 3 into, see, root 4 we wrote as 2. So this became 2 root 3. And this root 9 we wrote as 3. So that became 3 root 2. Now just multiply the numbers. 3 2s are 6. 6 3s are 18. So that became 18. And this is root 3 into root 2 is going to be root 6. So just multiply the numbers part and multiply the radical part. That's it. Okay, so this was little easier, and that way also you can find the factors of 216 and then take it outside the radical sign. You will get the answer, still same answer you will get. Now in this case also same way we will do. This is root 12, factorize root 12 into 4 3s are 12. Okay, and 4 is a perfect square. Now root 15 we can't do anything. Root 15 will remain as it is. because there is no perfect square factor of 15. So this will become 2 root 3 and this is 7 root 15. So this is 3 2s are 6 and 6 7s are 42. So that's 42. And so that was the rational number multiplication. 3 2s are 6, 6 7s are 42 and 15 3s are 45. Okay. So this is 42. 6 7s are 42 and 15 3s are 45. So that's root 45. This is the answer, 42 root 5. That's it. And this 45 is further simplified because again 9 5s are 45 and this 9 we can write as root 9 we can write as 3. So 9 is a perfect square still. Otherwise we would leave the answer here. So multiply further and we get 126 root 5. Next sum. 3 root 8 into root 5. Now this root 8 we can write as 4 2s are 8. Okay, and 4 is a perfect square we know. So that will become 2 root 2. This root 4 is written as 2. So that became 2 root 2. Now 3 2s are 6 and this is going to be 5 2s are 10. 6 root 10. Okay. Now look at this. 5 2s are 10 and root 8 into root 8 is going to be 8 actually, right? Because 8 8s are 64 and root 64 is going to be 8. So there is going to be no radical sign in the answer actually. Okay. So this is one way of doing it. This is in fact a longer way of doing it. So this is going to be root 4 is 2. Root 4 is 2. So that is taken out. Okay. So 5 into 2 root 2. This is 2 into 2 root 2. Now this is 5 2s are 10. 2 2s are 4. Okay. So that's 10 root 2 into 4 root 2. Now 10 4s are 40. And root 2 into root 2 is root 4. So 40 root 4 is the answer. Okay. No, this root 4 is again 2. So 40 2s are 80. But this answer we could do in 2 steps. And that is just like these. 5 2s are 10. Root 8 into root 8 is going to be root 64. This is another way of doing it, but just in 2 steps you will get the answer. So that's going to be 10 into root 64 is 8. And 10 8s are 80. So I think this method is shorter method. You can follow this one. Right? This method is shorter method. 5 2s are 10. 8 8s are 64. And root 64 is 8 we know. 10 8s are 80. That's it. Okay. Divide and write the answer. Now we saw so far addition, subtraction, multiplication, and now we are going to see the division of the surds. Just one thing you have to remember, that while adding and subtracting we have to keep in mind the like surds. You can add or subtract only the like surds. While multiplying, what we have to do, we have to multiply the number with number, rational number with rational number, and the surd part with surd part. And then whatever you get in surd part, just convert it into, simplify into the numbers. How do we simplify? Factorize. Factorize in such a way that one number is a perfect square. Okay, now just divide this. Now see, order of both is same. So we can just bring them under the radical sign. Both of them. Okay, now divide. 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8. 1 will remain. and 2 9s are 18. So that's 49, root 49. And we know root 49 is 7. That's it. So 7 is your answer. Next, root 125 divided by root 50. So just divide them and see what you get. You can write it this way. 125 upon 50. Both of them are divisible by 25 actually. So 25 2s are 50, 25 5s are 125. Okay, so that's going to be root 5 by 2. And 5 by 2 further we cannot simplify, we cannot factorize or do anything. So this is what is going to be our answer, that's it. We cannot do anything further. Okay, so that's it. In 2 steps you get the answer. So this, if you want, you can do, or if you want to just cancel like this, what I did, you can do it that way also. Root 54 divided by root 27. Okay, 27 2s are 54. So 27 1s are 27, 27 2s are 54. So root 2 is the answer. Root 310. So students, you have noted down that you have all simple sums. Sums are not very difficult, so there is no need of getting scared of surds. Generally this taboo is there in the mind. Okay, whenever we see the radical sign, it has to be something difficult. No, it's not like that. You can see that there are quite easy sums also in here. Okay, so don't leave this chapter for option. Root 310 divided by root 5. So divide this and see. 5 1s are 5, 5 6 are 30, 1 will remain, 5 2s are 10. Okay, see, if you want to divide like that, 5 1s are 5, 5 6 are 30, 1 will remain, 5 2s are 10, root 62. Okay, so root 62 is the answer. Let's proceed. Now we will come to rationalization of surds. Okay, so in this word rationalization, what do you understand by the word rationalization? Understand the meaning of the word, and then you will never forget its definition. Okay, this rationalization means a rational number. Okay, rationalization means a rational number. So suppose you have some number like 3 upon root 5, and the question says rationalize this number. Means exactly what are we supposed to do? Means you are supposed to get rid of the surd part from the denominator. Okay, we don't like to have surd part, that is this radical sign part, in the denominator. So how do we get rid of that? We can have a surd. It is by convention, just it is that it doesn't look nice, it is only that, nothing much. So that is why we do the rationalization. We don't want this third part in the denominator. So what we do? We multiply this with itself. Because whenever you multiply it with itself, it is going to become square. And that radical sign is going to go. Okay. But if it was cube, then you have to multiply it thrice. Remember that too. Because when cube, you multiply thrice, then only that cube root will go. When it is a square, you multiply twice and the radical sign, square root sign will go. Now since you are multiplying it in the denominator, you have to multiply it in the numerator also. That's it. So we say multiplying numerator and denominator by the same number, root 5. And then what happens? Root 5 into root 5 is 5, right? Because root 5 into root 5 is actually root 25. And root 25 is what? I hope everybody knows how to find square roots by now. Root 25. Okay. Please write squares. 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4, 3 square is 9 at the last page of your notebook. And every day revise. Up to 30 you do. Then you will not find this lesson difficult at all. So here you got 5. and a numerator you got 3 root 5. That's it. This is the rationalization. So what actually is the rationalization? Getting rational number in the denominator. That's it. Remember so much. Rationalization means what? Getting a rational number. If the product of two surds is a rational number, then each surd is called as a rationalizing factor of each other. Now, for example, root 5 into root 5, both are surds. So, both are rationalizing factors of each other. Rationalizing factor of root 8 is root 2, because root 8 into root 2 is root 16, which is equals to 4. So, root 2 is rationalizing factor of root 8, or root 8 is rationalizing factor of root 2. Now, this rationalizing factor is not unique. There may be infinitely many such rationalizing factor. It may not be a unique number. See, rationalizing factor of root 8 can be root 8 also. Because when you multiply root 8 with root 8, you still get a rational number. So, that is what we mean by rationalizing factor. The rationalizing factor of a surd is not unique. There may be many. Given surd can have infinite number of rationalizing factors, but it is convenient to use the lowest form of rationalizing factor of a given surd. Rationalize the denominator. Now this example we saw, this kind of example we saw it just now. We are going to multiply numerator and denominator by root 5. Rationalizing factor of root 5 is root 5. So just multiply numerator and denominator by root 5. And we will get the answer 3 root 5, and this root 5 into root 5 is 5. That's it. Now here also 1 upon root 14. So rationalizing factor of root 14 is root 14. So just multiply numerator and denominator by that, and you get the answer. Root 14. Root 14 into root 14 is 14. Now here also we are going to multiply numerator and denominator by root 7. Okay. So 5 root 7 and root 7 into root 7 is 7. In the next one, 9 root 3. Now 9 we don't need to multiply. We just need to get rid of this third part, root 3 part. So we multiply numerator and denominator by root 3. Okay. So 3 into root 3 into root 3 is going to be 3. So 9 into 3, 27 we are going to get in the denominator. Sorry. Yeah, 9 3s are 27, and this is directly cancelled. 1 minute. From here, 3 1s are 3, 3 2s are 6. So we get 2 root 3 upon 9. So all these sums you must have seen that we get a rational number in the denominator, and that is what we want. That is what is the meaning of rationalization. Get a rational number in the denominator. Same thing here. Multiply numerator and denominator by root 3. This one, same way. 11 root 3 upon root 3 into root 3 is 3. That's it. I hope this video was interesting and helpful to you. Thank you so much.